Good evening. What's up, everyone? This is your man, Mr. Charles, and welcome to Charles Real Talk Podcast, where we keep it real with real people, real topics, all the time, keeping it 100 with you guys. I want to thank you guys for coming back, checking out another video that I'm doing on some real topics on this station. Now tonight, y'all, we're going to jump into something that's very important, something that I think we all need to discuss, we all need to talk about, that we pretty much avoid, and we talk about it sometime, but then we leave it alone. But I think tonight, I want to talk about it a little bit. I want to get you guys input, so I hope you guys definitely leave your comments, your concerns, anything that you want to discuss or talk about down in the comment section. But before we go on, listen, if you haven't subscribed to the station, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Really appreciate it. Smash that like button. Drop all your comments down below, as I said a little while ago. And don't forget to turn your notification bell so you don't miss any other episodes of Charles Real Talk Podcast, because I'm definitely going to be here more often than not now that I am back. And I'm feeling a lot better. So tonight, y'all, we're going to jump into something, as I said, that's very important. And that is black on black crime in the black community. Now, we're going to talk about it from the state of Florida all the way to Chicago. We're going to talk about Dade County. We're going to talk about Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida, Miami, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Orlando, Florida, and especially Chicago and New Orleans, which black on black crimes are starting to rise once again in 2022. Now, before I get into this, these topics, this is what I want to do. I want you guys to listen to something that I think you guys should hear. I think it's very important that we listen to some of these reports that are being put out there about our black community. So we're going to start off with this one first, and then we're going to move on and talk about it some more. Then we're going to check out some more reports around the country. So this is the first one I want you guys to listen to. Check it out. Listen very closely to what they're saying. What recently happened in Chicago the last 3 to 4 days. Check this out. This is very deep, man. Wow. Check it out. Here we go right here.
WGN's Jewel Hillary joins us live from CPD headquarters with the latest. Jewel.
Hi, good evening, Jackie and Taman. Sadly, numerous families across the city are grieving the loss of relatives and friends to shootings across the city this holiday weekend. Since Thursday at 5 p.m., CPD has reported 61 people shot, and 15 out of those 61 are dead. Police say one of the homicides took place today in the 700 block of North Springfield around 10 a.m. According to police, a 38-year-old man was sitting outside of a building when an unknown suspect got out of a dark-colored car and fired shots. The victim was hit in the chest and head. A few hours before the murder on Springfield, around 5:30 this morning, in the 700 block of South Harper, a 24-year-old man was shot and killed when a suspect opened fire into a crowd in a backyard. 2 women, ages 24 and 30, were also shot multiple times during that same shooting. Police say the women are in stable and good condition. Community activist Andrew Holmes, who can relate to losing a child to gun violence, has met with many of the grieving families who are understandably heartbroken.
One, I spoke to her son, her only baby, and he was just going to get his children some shoes for the holiday. He never made it back. Told his mother he'll be there to see her soon. He loved her. And she was close-knit with her son.
So Holmes encourages anyone who might have video of any crime to share that with police. Also, investigators say no one is in custody when it comes to those homicides on Springfield and Harper earlier today. Reporting live outside of CPD headquarters, I'm Jewel Hillary, WGN News.
Now, that was in Chicago. Far away from me, hundreds of miles away from me, but I wanted you guys to hear that. Now, just during this past 4 or 5 days in Chicago, 60 people have been shot. 60 people have been shot. 15 fatally. So I mean 15 people was killed over the course of the last few days in Chicago. that is really, really crazy for our black community. We are slowly but surely genociding ourselves, not realizing the effect that it has on the future. It is just amazing. That's crazy how we are quick to protest a cop killing one of our people, but yet we're not protesting us killing ourselves. Now, I know there are activists out there. I know there are people who are going into the communities. We're talking about this black on black crime, but we need to do more because this is becoming very serious. This is becoming beyond just regular statistics. We're killing each other off at rapid numbers. Rapid fucking numbers. We're killing each other off without a second thought about it. Think about it. 60 people have been shot. 15 people have lost their lives, gone. For what reason? For what reason? And this is happening all over the country, not just in Chicago. It was just why my first video, I want you guys, or my first report, I want you guys to hear that. We're definitely going to get into some more topics, some more places about these senseless crimes. Like, I'm just concerned about our future. What future do we have with killing each other? Like, what future is there if we don't stop killing one another at the rate we're going? I don't know, man. I just need you guys to give me your input. Let me know what you think about this. I want you to hear something else that I think you guys should hear. I'm going to play this for you as well. And I want you guys to pay attention to what has been said. And this is crazy. This is really really weird. And this one here shocked me beyond shock right here. I'm shocked about this one right here. So check this out. I'm gonna let you guys hear this, and I want you guys to understand that I'm not just making this stuff up. This is serious. This is serious. I'm gonna play this one here for you. This happened in Jacksonville, Florida, where I live at currently. A lot of you know I'm originally from Miami, but I live in Jacksonville now. So Jacksonville is a community that I definitely would like to see we improve on some of these black on black crimes, these senseless crimes that are definitely going on in our community. So right now I'm going to play this clip from Jacksonville that I want you guys to hear, and I want you guys to listen to this as well. And this is amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into this video. This is in Jacksonville, Florida. This was just reported on the 29th of June. So, and we're only in July the 3rd. So check this out, and we're gonna play this for you right quick.
After these two brothers were shot and killed less than 4 months apart.
I was just so torn up by that, and the fact that his parents have lost both of their sons.
Loved ones say 20-year-old Elijah Barnes was killed in March. His brother, 21-year-old Jamarian Barnes, murdered just last week.
News for Jax reporter Corley Peel joining us live from the South Point area near Bowden Road, where Jamarian was killed. Corley, you spoke with the brothers' loved ones today.
Family members say they have already been heartbroken, grieving Elijah's death. Then last week, Jamarian was killed inside the shopping center where a memorial with balloons and flowers is now left. They say the most devastating part is the fact that no arrests have been made in either of the brothers' cases. Two brothers murdered 97 days apart.
I don't think any parent could imagine just losing one child, but losing two in such a short time frame. It's horrible. It's heartbreaking.
Elijah Barnes died at 20 years old. His brother, Jamarion, only lived to be 21. LaTanya Nelson is a family friend, but more like an aunt to the brothers.
They're family. They're my nephews.
Were Elijah and Jamarion close?
Oh, yes, they were. You would most of the time see them together, but they were, people sometimes thought they were twins. You know, said they were so close in age, but yes, they were very, very, very close.
Elijah Barnes was shot and killed on March 13th in the Oakleaf area near Beekman Lakes Drive. JSO says he was shot multiple times while getting out of a vehicle near a home. His brother, Jamarion, a young father with a 9-month-old baby, was killed last week in the South Point area.
And the last time, unfortunately, I was able to give him a hug was at Elijah's funeral. And so, yeah, it still hurts knowing that they're gone.
Police say Jamarion and the woman he was with, Tanaya Powell, were found shot to death inside a car in a shopping center parking lot near Bowden Road. Do we have any leads on who the suspects are in either of their cases?
None that we know of. In both cases, I hope that somebody speaks up or they do find somebody and hold them responsible.
Nelson says the brother's mother deserves closure after losing both her sons.
Now I'm gonna stop this right here because I'm just gonna assume that you guys got the message out of that. Two brothers, young brothers, killed within 100 days of each other. Young, 21 years old, I believe. And then a young lady on top of that lost her life as well in that in those three horrible crimes. Let me say this first, because I don't want anyone to feel that I'm being a hypocrite or that I'm only doing this for likes and views. No, that's not the fact. The fact is that I come from those streets, those very streets. I come from them, whether it was in Miami, Opelika, where I'm from, or Columbia, South Carolina, where I did time as well for being in those streets. I had to realize that the streets don't love you. There is no love in that concrete jungle. And these kids today, they think that it is, and it's not. And we can get the message across to them that there is nothing in the streets except death in prison. And we can get them to comprehend this and understand this. Then we may be able to find a starting point to ending these senseless and ridiculous murders of our young generation, our young people, because it's getting, as I said earlier, it's getting worse, and we have to find a way to somehow slow this down or fix this whole thing. We have to find a way to do it. I don't have all the solutions. I want to take a minute and give a shout out to my brother Brian Howard in Somerville, South Carolina, for his mentoring of young brothers down there. He's doing a wonderful, great job with them. He's definitely teaching them or showing them that there's a better way than the way that they may think that they must go. See, what our young people don't understand is just because you live in the hood doesn't mean you have to become part of the situation or the issue in the hood. You don't have to. There's a better way of doing things. There's a better way of living your life and respecting the lives of others. See, the problem is this generation doesn't respect life. They don't understand that once you're gone, you're gone. There is no second chance. There is no second opportunity to live again. But if you understand and realize the effect that your actions are having on the community, then maybe, just maybe, we can get them to realize that there's a better way to live your life instead of taking a life, doing time in prison. The prison population is so huge right now, it's ridiculous. It's overrun in the United States. That's what people don't understand. And it's a lot of us, a lot of our young black males. And on the other hand, we have some young black sisters that's also incarcerated too that need guidance from our sisterhood. You know, whatever the case may be, we have to find a way to help these young people before our generation currently is lost. Because right now we're living in some real bad times. Everything is changing, not for the good. So we as older people have to somehow find a way to get this message out to these young people. And I want people to understand that your voice matters. Like, if you share this message, if you like it, if you comment on it, give suggestions, something we could talk about, ideas that we could come up with, then we may have a chance to start somewhere. We need a platform to start somewhere. And right now it seems like we're throwing in the towel because there's so many other things going on. But this generation is a generation that has opportunity to fix what may be going on or what may yet to come in this country we live in. But we're going to talk some more about that. I'm going to discuss it some more. I want to play another video for you guys that I want you to listen to and understand it. I'm playing these because I want you guys to see that it's not just in one place, it's everywhere. So this is out of New Orleans. 3 brothers was killed in a matter of 1 week. I don't know if you guys, I'm going to repeat that because I want you guys to understand. A mother and father lost 3 of their children in 1 week. 1 week. Within a 7-day span, lost 3 of their children. So I'm going to play this for you guys, and I want you guys to understand. I'm only playing this thing because I want you guys to know this is not just happening in one place, it's happening all over the place. So this is from New Orleans. A little over a week ago, this was reported. So I'm going to go ahead and play this and let you guys listen to it.
And while some arrests have been made, giving families some closure, others are left in the dark. Well, that is the case for the family of Brian, Bradley, and Brandon Veal. An unbelievable story we told you about in Eyewitness News 1 year ago. 3 brothers murdered within 7 days of each other. Now, from the time of their murders in February of last year until today, the Metropolitan Crime Commission recorded nearly 300 more homicides, leaving the Veal brothers' father to wonder if he'll ever get justice in his son's brutal murders. Here's my special report, In the Dark, a family search for answers. Small yet priceless moments.
We really got a baby now, man. We got a baby.
3 generations together.
This your big daddy. You're gonna know who this is, man, regardless. You're gonna know who this is. You have to. I see you, Paul. This is who you're gonna rely on if something ever happened to me, man. Oh, wow.
To you right now, Lord. We ask that you be with us in this service, Lord, that you would strengthen this family, Lord, my family, that you'll hold us up, Lord.
It was just such a senseless ambush.
They loved their family, and their family loved them dearly.
I've saw reports of people losing multiple children in their lives, but 3 in 1 week, you know, man, it's insane.
They were each other's best friends.
We would not give up, we would not stop.
all these murders, it's every night.
A barrage of bullets.
There's been a lot of violence in the city of New Orleans.
Kids are supposed to bury the parents. You're not supposed to bury your kids.
Could be any family standing here together in our position.
My whole life has changed.
Okay, I got one. What do you call a deer with no eyes?
I don't know what you call a deer with no eyes.
I have no idea.
Silly kids. They were very silly.
Yeah.
They were a bunch of comedians. Yeah, they were just silly kids.
More than 1 year after losing Brandon, Brian, and Bradley Veal in 1 week, their family is still in the dark, both literally and figuratively.
We're sitting here and we have you all in silhouettes because are you still living in some sort of fear? Or are you still kind of feeling like that you're in danger because this case hasn't been solved?
Definitely. To know that whoever the perpetrators are still walking around doing whatever, and we have no idea who they could be or who they are.
And while you haven't seen their faces, they've made sure their thoughts and voices are heard and seen. One of those voices is that of the boy's father, whose name we won't share.
Every day is just a painful moment, so anybody experiencing, death like that and then it being unsolved is a super unfairness.
I was with my brother and we were out of town hanging out. We parted ways and my brother was driving home and I got a call. And he was very upset and he began to tell me what had just transpired with Brian.
Brian Veal was shot and killed February 13th at Loyola and Washington in Central City.
I actually got a call from my son because his brothers was on scene.
Brian Veal, the middle child, was murdered on the corner of Washington and Loyola on February 13th of 2021. As their family says they always are, the brothers were together. Brandon wasn't hurt, but Bradley, the youngest brother, was hit twice.
He called me from jail.
They detained him?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, they said that was the only way that they could contain them and get control of the scene.
It should be a normal thing to have hysterical brothers seeing their brother get murdered on the street.
We asked New Orleans police why the brothers, one who was suffering from 2 gunshot wounds, were allegedly detained. We didn't receive a response in time for this report, but we did request the incident report. And on it, no mention of the brothers being detained or why.
So you're learning that your son, nephew, was murdered.
Right.
And your other 2 sons are in jail. So those are 2 things that hit you at one time.
Right. They were walking down the street and they told me that the guys just picked on them. They noticed a car following them and they finally pulled up on them and then they started shooting out of the car. That's what he told me. And when I talked with the detectives, that's the same thing. They said they had surveillance of the car pulling up and just shooting at them.
The surveillance video is likely from a camera close to the corner of Washington and Loyola, where an NOPD crime camera is placed.
Was that surveillance ever revealed?
Not to me. I haven't seen nothing.
This family joined the ranks of so many families across New Orleans, devastated and confused. A bond between the Veal brothers broken, with Brian's life ripped from them in front of their very eyes. But Brian's murder was only the beginning of what would turn into a heartbreaking week for the family.
You lose one of your sons and a week later. Can you kind of take us back to that particular day?
Earlier that day, my brother had gone up there to talk to his other 2 sons and the mother about getting everything finalized to bury Brian.
And I had just sent them some money for them to eat that afternoon. My last words that I heard from him was, "We love you, Dad. Thank you, Dad. We love you, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry."
Their father says the 2 brothers walked to the bank after speaking with their dad and later to a local McDonald's to get food.
And on their way back home to feed their mom and themselves, they were murdered. They were ambushed.
The father tells me detectives say a camera was also at the scene of that murder. Still, it wasn't captured.
If it had happened a couple of seconds sooner, they could have gotten it off of the the street camera, and I'm like, are you serious? These cameras don't work like they're supposed to every second?
These boys were gentle giants.
I just want to debunk the whole idea about, African American men not taking care of their kids, and those boys were loved. They were not street kids. They were not castaways. They were not in that realm.
And it's just like every other murder in the city. You think that they did somebody wrong. That's why they were murdered. And that's the perception that people have, when that's not the case here.
And you're looking at 3 unarmed black men. If they were into something, right, especially if my brother was gunned down one week and I'm coming out, I'm not coming out without being armed. If I'm into anything. These kids were unarmed.
I'm gonna stop that right there. And I hope that you guys watch that and understand that just how tragic that situation truly is. Now that was last year, 2021. The murder still hasn't been solved to this day, and the family is still living in fear. So I don't know. I don't know what is going through someone's mind that they just downright want to murder innocent people. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't fucking understand what is going on with our young people. Like, why do they insist on wanting to kill each other? For what reasons? Turf that you don't own? Drugs? A chick? A woman? Few dollars? Colors? Sets? Why? I need to understand what is going through the minds of our generation today. I lost a nephew the same way. So I know how devastating it was for my sister and our family. And that was here in Jacksonville. Rest in peace, Vars, we love you. Just wanted to let you know that, nephew. I want us to talk about this. I want us to discuss this and figure out, can we formulate a plan? Can we come up with an idea? Can we help these families, help these young people? Can we find a solution? The government doesn't help. They don't care that we are killing each other off. Fuck, we're doing them a favor. You know what I'm saying? Less work for them to do, as they probably stand behind closed doors. And I just feel that maybe we can come up with some type of plan, some type of ideas that will help with all this. mess, with all these killings and all these senseless murders of these young people, young black people, if I can definitely throw it out there. It bothers me. It hurts me. It scares me that our young people just don't value life anymore. Like, they don't care. They don't give a fuck. You know, everybody want to be bad with a gun in their hand. You know, I don't know where to stand on the gun control law, because you have people, kids, young kids, with guns that shouldn't have them. There's more guns in the streets there than in the gun stores, in the gun shops, in the shooting ranges. There's more guns in the hood than most gun shops or pawn shops may have on their shelves or in their cases. Facts. But let's talk about this, people. Let's get serious and discuss what can we do to help our young people, to guide our young people, to send the right message to them that there's a better way than the way that you're currently going. Here on Real Talk, as I said, I want to definitely keep it real with you people, and I don't want the fake shit to block or cloud your vision of what's really going on. That's why I want to keep it 1,100% of the time. So I am looking to possibly bringing on a brother to a mine to discuss some of the youth issues in our country and our community today. And that's definitely going to happen here on Charles Real Talk Podcast really, really soon. But we're going to jump into another video here. This happened in Miami, where a child was killed. So we're going to check this out. And for you guys can see, because you might not get to see this in your local news if you're in Duval or you're in Chicago or some of the other places like Miami, you may not get to see these issues as well that's going on in Duval or in Chicago. But we're going to check this out. And I want you guys, once again, let's listen to this report. And this is a child we're talking about, a minor, that I think is really, 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 really sad to lose a baby for some senseless nonsense. Let's get into this video.
West Miami-Dade, where a teen was shot and killed this morning. Local 10's Leanne Morajon is live with the search for the shooter. Leanne.
And that teen's body was just wheeled away by the medical examiner. The last police officer just left this scene a few moments ago, but they were here more than 6 hours after those first shots were fired. We've learned some new information from the victim's grandmother, who says she was ready to pick him up to go to school this morning, and just a few minutes later he changed his mind and then was shot dead.
Miami-Dade police are investigating a shooting in northwest Miami-Dade, where police say a teen was shot and killed near an apartment building. A mother cried out in agony after rushing to the scene. Police say it all started around 10 o'clock Wednesday morning near Northwest 71st Avenue and 14th Street. They say the shooter rolled by in a motorcycle and shot the victim several times. By the time officers got there, they found the 17-year-old boy dead on the ground.
He loved his sisters and brothers, and he was in school trying to make something of himself.
Anna Darden says the victim is her grandson. She says she spoke to him just this morning.
I was finna take him to school this morning, and I was on my way, and maybe less than 5 minutes he called me back and said he was going to get a lift. Then within 30 minutes I hear this.
Darden watched as her grandson's body was wheeled into the medical examiner's van. Police were also seen attempting to console the victim's mother, who screamed out the question detectives are now working to answer.
So at this point, police have not released a suspect description or motive. Again, the victim was 17 years old. If you have any information about what happened here, you're urged to call Miami-Dade Police or Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers at 305-471-TIPS.
A 17-year-old child. I want my viewers and my current subscribers and those who are hopefully going to subscribe also really soon to listen to that age once again. A 17-year-old boy shot and murdered in the streets of Miami. And it's crazy. It's crazy. How do you explain killing a 17-year-old boy, a 17-year-old child? How do we explain that? How do we explain that to his peers, his classmates, his friends in the hood? And how do you explain that? People look at death as, I don't know how to say it. People look at death as it's nothing. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it, folks. I need you people to help me understand what it is that is causing so much hate in our world today. So much hate in our community, pretty much. I want to say in the world. I'm going to say in our community today. And it just don't make no sense at all. And I just want to see if you guys are really interested in stopping the nonsense of senseless killings of our young people, because it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse before it get better. And I don't know, man. I'm at a loss of words, and I'm not one of those people who that are at a loss of words when it comes to voicing my opinions. But I want to know what the people think, what you guys think. It's a lot to discuss. It's a lot that we need to talk about. It's a lot that we need to understand, that it's not just in our neighborhood. It's all over. It's all over. And we have to realize that this is definitely getting serious. It's definitely getting to the point where we are losing our children, our nieces, our nephews, our grandchildren. We're losing these kids at a rapid number, especially in 2022, where the crime rates has definitely, the black on black crime rates have definitely skyrocketed. this year. As you heard earlier, 60 people shot, 15 killed in Chicago, Illinois. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. As I said, I wanted to cover different parts of the country. I didn't want you guys to just think that I was going to stay in one part of the country, because I also want to take a look at something that transpired in my other hometown, I like to say, of Columbia, South Carolina. Shout out to the Met, the 803. What's up with y'all up there? Shout out to Benedict College and the Benedict College football team. BCBC, you know what's up. I want to talk about Columbia, South Carolina as well, because there was a shooting at the mall 2 months ago. 10 people was shot and wounded there. And I want to jump into that video. It would be the last video that I'm going to show for the evening. But I definitely want you guys to take a look or take a listen to this. For those that's on my radio podcast, please check me out there. You can check me out. I'll definitely give the information. It will be in the link below this video. If you're riding along and want to listen to this podcast, you're more than welcome to listen to it on my radio podcast as well. Once again, before we jump into this video, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the station, please take a second and hit that subscribe button for your boy. I really appreciate it. It's going to help the channel grow. We are definitely on our way to 50,000 subscribers with the help of everyone that subscribes. Also, hit that like button if you like this video, you like the content that I'm currently sharing on this podcast. Please hit that like button down below as well. And don't forget to drop all your comments in the comment section. I will answer all the comments at every time that you put them there. Don't worry about it. They will be answered as well. If you have any suggestions, something you want to talk about, please let me know. If you want to talk about it live on the podcast itself, check it out. We can definitely do that. Get together and make that happen as well. I'm open to any type of topic or subject that's real and about real stuff. Also, turn on your notification bell, folks, so you don't miss any of the content that I'll definitely place up here, or any of the live interviews that we may be doing in the days and weeks to come. With that being said, folks, I'm going to jump into this video. This happened in Columbia, South Carolina, about 2 months ago. So check this out. I want you guys to hear this too. We're not going to be on here much longer. Our time is definitely drawing near to wrap up this episode. So we're going to definitely get into this last video. You guys, check this out. Let me know what you think about this one as well.
Shooting at Columbiana Center earlier this afternoon that left 10 people shot and 2 trampled in their rush to safety. Now, these videos that we're showing you now were taken by people who were inside the mall during the shooting as they were being taken out of the mall to safety by law enforcement. A few hours after the shooting, Columbia Police Chief Skip Holbrook gave an update on what the department knew so far. Here's what he had to say.
No, currently, and again, I say this is very preliminary. We had 12 injured, no fatalities. I repeat, no fatalities. 10 suffered gunshot wounds, 8 were transported, 2 self-reported to area hospitals. Of the 8 gunshot wounds, 2 are in critical but stable, 6 are stable. We had 2 that were injured during the stampede, non-gunshot wounds, but were injured. And again, we transported folks to 3 area hospitals, Park Ridge, Richland, and Lexington. We have 3 people detained. What we know is at least 3 people were seen with firearms inside the mall, and at least 1 person fired a weapon. That could change. We're asking anybody with information that may have witnessed, may have video, or has heard something to contact our Criminal Investigations Bureau. That number is 803-545-3525, 803-545-3525. There will be investigators standing by to receive those calls.
Here's what we know at this hour. 11 patients were taken to Prisma Health with various injuries, including gunshot wounds. 9 of those patients have been treated and released. The emergency departments are on lockdown, and according to the hospital system, it is a normal part of emergency procedures. We have team coverage tonight. We start with News 19's Kaylin Hagwood, who was one of our first crews to arrive on the scene. Kaylin.
The scene is clear here at Columbiana Center Mall Saturday night after 10 people were shot earlier in the day. Police worked throughout the evening to evacuate the building and locate employees who were asked to shelter in place. This as witnesses say they're working to find the right way to overcome it. A day of fun before Easter turned to one of terror for shoppers when gunshots rang out at Columbiana Mall.
We didn't expect to go into the mall and then have to literally run for our lives to leave out of there. It was just not what we were expecting on a typical Saturday.
Jewel Burgess was there with her 3-year-old.
He gets in the car and he goes, "Was somebody shooting a gun?" He's scared and he doesn't understand, but that's all he's been hearing because people are just yelling that as we're running.
Police say multiple shots were fired with 10 people struck. At least 2 others were injured in the stampede as shoppers rushed to safety.
All you see was running and crying and screaming.
As the investigation continues, the path forward for some shoppers is also unclear.
Just to feel like online shopping is my thing. I don't even want to venture out to the mall anymore because I just feel like it's just not safe. And it's, we're going to try to continue and enjoy the holiday weekend, try to get some rest, but more so just kind of being thankful that we were not injured as badly as some of the others that possibly were in the mall.
Well, if you saw anything you think can help, Columbia Police have set up a hotline. That number is 803-545-3525. Kaylin Hagwood, News 19, WLTX.
Here's a look outside Columbiana Center. This was several hours ago, and as you can see for yourself, there is hardly a car to be seen in the parking lot, and the police presence has even died down from earlier today. But in the moments following the shooting, the stretch of I-26 closest to the mall was packed with cars trying to get away from the danger. Looking even closer at the mall, hundreds of people were found running out of the building during the shooting. Multiple people inside the mall told News 19 that the moments following the shooting were chaotic and panicked. So here's a closer look at the layout inside of
Now I'm gonna once again stop that right there. I have a ton of more videos that I can share from all over the country concerning these shootings. Now, I asked a friend of mine who lives in Columbia about that situation, and the suspects that they have in custody are actually young black males. Once again, don't understand the whole thing just yet. I'm going to get more information on what transpired. That was 2 months ago, so I'm still trying to. I haven't dug into this one as deep as I would like to, but that was stupid and senseless to put all those people's lives in jeopardy. They're going to be charged with probably attempted murder on several of those that was shot and injured. So there's a couple of charges that's going to fall suit on those young men, which is sad because they probably won't see the light of day for the next 15, 20, 30 years. So I was just playing that you guys can see that all of them didn't end up fatal, but yet and still it's young black males who are in the center of the bullshit per se. But with that being said, I definitely want to have this discussion with my current subscribers as well as my new subscriber that may come on and join us, as we are definitely on our way to 50,000 subscribers. We're going to push forward, and we're definitely going to bring this real talk with our real people on our real topics each and every time that we are on this air. Once again, I want you guys to drop your comments down below so we can discuss these issues within the black community of black on black crime, young black males, young black females, doing the things that are causing such horrific acts in the neighborhoods around the country. As you guys know, we are in some difficult times where everything is really getting out of hand. I am definitely want to get some ladies on. As you guys know, I'm definitely big on the issue of, as I said, the Abortion Right Act. We're going to discuss that in the weeks to come. And we're going to talk about that as well with some sisters. We're going to want to get some brothers' input on that as well. So we're going to do that in the weeks to come. So please stay tuned of that as well. We're going to discuss some more things. We're going to get into the economy as well with the rising prices of everything from food to gas. We're going to talk about that stuff in the coming weeks as well. So please stay tuned for that. And if you guys, as I said earlier, if you guys have any topics that you want to discuss, I am here to discuss it by doing the podcast myself or with you if you would like to talk about it. But once again, understand, we're going to talk about some real shit. We're not going to talk about the fake shit anymore. That's over with. That's over with. We're going to leave that to the paparazzis. We're going to talk about some real stuff, what's going on in our community and in this country. And from time to time, we're going to discuss what's going on around the world if we need be. But once again, I am your host, Charles, and this has been Real Talk Podcast. As I said, we definitely keep it real. We have real people, real topics, real situations. And we're going to keep it 1,100% of the time. I want to thank all of you for joining me tonight. It has been a pleasure to bring you this very important topic. I hope that you guys would definitely leave comments. Please remember to hit that subscribe button, punch that like button, drop your comments down below, and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of these great podcasts that I'm going to bring you guys. Once again, I said it before, I am your host, Charles. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys are safe, well, happy, and I hope you guys continue to keep your head above water and to believe that it's only going to get better in these hard times that we are currently in. Once again, thank you guys for joining me. I will be back in the next 24 to 48 hours with a brand new podcast. I am grateful. I am blessed. And to you, I say peace and good night.